Imagine a single invention born from human ingenuity, capable of ending millions of lives in an instant, or a weapon so terrifying that its mere existence reshapes how nations perceive conflict, ushering in an uneasy peace. This is the paradox of humanity, our genius for creation matched only by our capacity for destruction. The tools we make define us, not just in how we build, but in how we threaten to unmake our world. Today, we explore the most dangerous weapons ever conceived, not by their body count but by how they've altered history and cast a shadow over our future. From ancient burning seas to today's digital battlefields, the evolution of weaponry is the evolution of human power, fear, and ambition. This is the story of our deadliest creations, a chronicle of moments when our cleverness became our greatest threat. Join me as we uncover the instruments that have defined our capacity for annihilation and our struggle for survival. Our journey begins in the Byzantine Empire, where a terrifying weapon called Greek fire was born. This liquid inferno, projected from ship-mounted siphons, clung to wood, sail, and flesh, burning even on water. For enemy fleets it was a nightmare, flames that followed you into the sea, impossible to extinguish. The formula was a closely guarded secret, likely a petroleum-based mix, passed down through a single family. Greek fire gave the Byzantines a supernatural advantage, repelling larger fleets and inspiring terror across the Mediterranean. Its psychological impact was as devastating as its physical destruction, breaking morale before a battle even began. With the fall of Byzantium, the secret was lost, leaving Greek fire a haunting mystery and a symbol of how a single innovation can hold an empire's fate. Its legacy endures as a chilling reminder of the power of secret weapons. From Byzantium's burning seas, we move to the Mongol steppe, where the composite bow reigned supreme. Crafted from wood, sinew, and horn, this bow packed immense power into a compact frame, perfect for horseback archers. Mongol tactics, feigned retreats, rapid volleys, and the deadly Parthian shot turned the bow into an engine of conquest. Their mobile firepower shattered armies and toppled ancient dynasties from China to Europe. The psychological toll was immense. To face the Mongols was to face a storm of arrows from an enemy you couldn't reach. The composite bow was more than a weapon. It was a geopolitical force enabling a nomadic people to redraw the map of the world. It represents the perfect synergy of technology, tactics, and environment. The Mongol archer and his bow, born of the steppe, became a force of nature unleashed on civilization. As walls grew stronger, so did the weapons designed to break them, none more formidable than the trebuchet. This gravity-powered siege engine hurled massive stones over castle walls, rendering fortresses obsolete. Its arrival signaled that no stronghold was truly safe. Day after day, its relentless bombardment would crack even the mightiest defenses. The trebuchet's arsenal included not just stones but disease-ridden carcasses, early biological warfare meant to break both body and spirit. Its power forced a revolution in military architecture as defenders scrambled to adapt. The trebuchet was a triumph of engineering and a harbinger of doom for the feudal age. It proved that human ingenuity could always find a way to overcome any obstacle. The trebuchet was the ultimate argument against stone, a wooden titan that changed the face of siege warfare. If the trebuchet whispered the end of castles, the cannon roared it. Gunpowder's arrival in Europe led to the birth of the cannon, a weapon that shattered walls and the old world order. At the siege of Constantinople, Mehmed II's massive cannons breached walls that had stood for a millennium, ending the Byzantine Empire. The cannon's destructive power shifted the balance from feudal lords to centralized monarchies, accelerating the rise of the modern nation-state. No longer could stone walls guarantee safety, artillery could reduce any stronghold to rubble. Cannons transformed naval warfare too, turning ships into floating batteries. The sound of the cannon was the sound of a new era, where power was measured in firepower, not fortifications. The cannon was more than a weapon, it was an agent of political and technological revolution. As cannons changed sieges, muskets revolutionized the infantry. Early muskets were slow and inaccurate, but volley fire turned massed ranks into walls of lead. The bayonet transformed muskets into spears, letting infantry defend against cavalry and eliminating the need for pikemen. The musket and bayonet drove the professionalization of armies, demanding discipline and drill over individual skill. Battles became mechanical, bloody affairs, lines of men firing, reloading, and charging with bayonets fixed. This was the dawn of industrialized warfare, where organization and firepower mattered more than heroics. The musket and bayonet set the stage for even greater slaughters to come. Warfare had become a matter of mass production and collective discipline. The industrialization of war reached its apex with the Maxim gun, the world's first automatic machine gun. Capable of firing 600 rounds per minute, it turned a handful of men into the firepower of an entire company. In colonial wars, it annihilated vast armies. In World War I, it turned no man's land into a killing field. Generals clung to outdated tactics, sending waves of men against entrenched machine guns, resulting in slaughter on an unimaginable scale. The Maxim gun defined the horror and stalemate of trench warfare, forcing armies to dig in for survival. It was a purely defensive weapon of immense power, rendering bravery meaningless against mechanized death. The machine gun taught humanity a brutal lesson about the consequences of industrial-scale killing. It marked a tragic moment when technology outpaced tactics, with millions paying the price. Desperate to break the stalemate of World War I, armies turned to chemical weapons, poisoning the very air soldiers breathed. Chlorine, phosgene, and mustard gas unleashed new horrors, choking, blinding, and burning their victims. Mustard gas lingered for days, contaminating everything it touched and inflicting agonizing injuries. The psychological terror was profound. Gas masks became a soldier's constant companion. Chemical weapons were indiscriminate, causing immense suffering and violating the norms of war. Their legacy was so horrific that the Geneva Protocol banned their use, though the threat remains. Chemical warfare stands as a grim warning of what happens when science is weaponized without conscience. It is a testament to human desperation, and a reminder of the horrors we must never repeat. Nothing prepared humanity for the atomic bomb, a weapon that split the atom and unleashed the power of a star. In 1945, Hiroshima and Nagasaki were obliterated by single bombs, killing over 200,000 people and changing the world forever. The atomic bomb was not just a weapon of mass destruction, but of mass psychology, introducing the terror of instant total annihilation. Radiation's invisible legacy lingered for generations, causing suffering long after the blast. The bomb irrevocably altered war, strategy, and international relations, ushering in the nuclear age. Einstein, whose work made the bomb possible, warned of its consequences. World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones. The atomic bomb gave humanity the power of self-annihilation, a shadow we still live under. It is the ultimate symbol of our capacity to destroy ourselves. The atomic bomb's terror was soon eclipsed by the hydrogen bomb, a weapon of virtually unlimited power. Using nuclear fusion, the H-bomb unleashed explosions hundreds of times more powerful than Hiroshima. The first test vaporized an island. The Soviet Tsar Bomba's shockwave circled the Earth. This arms race led to mutually assured destruction. Any nuclear war would mean the end of both sides. The world lived under the constant threat of instant apocalypse, a balance of terror that paradoxically kept the peace. The hydrogen bomb was humanity's doomsday machine, holding civilization hostage to its own inventions. It marked the point where war threatened not just armies but the survival of our species. The ultimate weapon became one we could never afford to use. Nuclear weapons destroy cities. Biological weapons turn life itself into a weapon. Modern biotechnology can engineer pathogens, viruses, bacteria, toxins, far deadlier than nature intended. A single release could trigger a global pandemic, spreading silently and uncontrollably. Unlike bombs, biological agents respect no borders. Every infected person becomes a carrier. The chaos would cripple healthcare, economies, and societies, making bioweapons the poor man's atomic bomb. Their stealth and potential for devastation make them a top security concern in the 21st century. Bioweapons are a silent, invisible enemy, threatening not our buildings but our very biology. They represent the dark side of our mastery over life itself. Today's battlefield is digital. Cyber weapons made of code, not steel, threaten the foundations of our civilization. Stuxnet, the first true cyber weapon, sabotaged Iran's nuclear program by destroying equipment from within. Cyber attacks can cripple power grids, financial systems, and infrastructure, causing chaos without a single shot fired. Attribution is difficult. Attackers hide behind layers of anonymity, blurring the line between war and crime. Once released, cyber weapons can be copied and redeployed by anyone, multiplying the threat. Our dependence on fragile digital systems has created profound new vulnerabilities. The next world war may begin not with a missile but with a line of code. In cyberspace, the weapons are invisible, but their impact is all too real. The frontier of warfare now blurs science fiction and reality. Autonomous drones and AI-driven weapons. Lethal autonomous weapon systems can identify and kill targets without human intervention. Swarms of AI-powered drones could overwhelm defenses, making decisions at machine speed. The ethical questions are staggering. Can we trust algorithms with life and death? Who is responsible when a machine kills the wrong target, the programmer, the commander, or the machine itself? Many call for a ban, fearing weapons that operate beyond human control. We stand at a precipice, creating weapons that think for themselves, with consequences we may not foresee. The ultimate danger may be removing humanity from the decision to kill altogether. After this journey, what is the most dangerous weapon in history? The hydrogen bomb, a plague, an autonomous drone? Perhaps the answer is not in the tool but in the hand that wields it, human intent. Weapons do not start wars, people do, driven by fear, ambition, and misunderstanding. Yet the same spirit that invents destruction also creates hope, peace, and dialogue. The story of our weapons is the story of our struggle to overcome our worst instincts. The ultimate question is not what we can build, but whether we have the wisdom not to use it. The deadliest weapon is the one that is actually used. The choice always rests with us. Let's continue to explore history, science, and our future, together.